hi all. So a couple of new Sinclair C5 products here from Mr. John Webster on the Sinclair C5 owners forum on Facebook. So yeah, let's have a look at these beauties. So this one arrived a couple of days ago, and what this is obviously a reflector. So basically this attaches to the bottom of the Sinclair C5 boot. You can obviously fit it at slightly different angles, which I'll show you guys in a minute once I've installed it. But yes, I mean, I'm loving the quality of the perspex. Velcro looks really good. Again, reflector is obviously in keeping with the Sinclair C5 as well. So this looks good. So yeah, I'll fit this onto my C5 and have a look and see, you know, what the benefits are. And yeah, show you guys that in a second. So that looks really nice. Perfect. And I know that he makes two different sizes as well of this. So that's great. And then the next one. So I've literally not looked at this at all yet. So I've just sort of partially sliced open the package. So this one's just come through the post literally a few minutes ago, and as always with John, he packed stuff bloody well, which is good. So it looks like it's come with two longer bolts. So what this is his new lock mechanism for the Sinclair C5. So if you basically just out and about in a Sinclair C5, you know, you want to sort of chain up your Sinclair C5 to, you know, a lamppost or a railing or whatever, once you dive into Tesco's or into the toilets or whatever, you know, you can just you can use this rather than like go down on the floor, put in the lock around your axle, for example, if you're C5, you know, or making a hole in the wheel cap or whatever. This is a much nicer, neater, more professional thing. So what we've got here is we've got a couple of stainless steel bolts, longer ones than standard, so that's good. Let's open up this beauty carefully, just in case we don't scratch it. Oh wow, here we go. Look at that. Absolutely, that is quality. Now, I don't know what that's made out of. Okay, I should have actually asked, but I feel that it looks thick. It feels quite light, which is really, really good. So I'd say that's probably out of some sort of aluminium, I would say. I'm just guessing that. But wow, that is really, really impressive. Look at that. Lovely. So the idea of this, see, it will then bolt on the left hand side or the right hand side of your sort of motor mount or axle area onto the two bolts, obviously using the longer bolts if you need them. And then this then comes out sort of by the mud flaps boot area, so then you can obviously just insert your lock through that around the lamppost. Job done. Nice and simple, nice and, you know, professional looking item. So yeah, that looks absolutely superb. And I say it's not heavy, but it does feel bloody strong. So amazing. So yeah, let me get this baby on the C5 and we'll see how it looks. Right then, yes, so let's get this baby on. So I've just cleaned up the area here with white spirit, just applied the Velcro onto the existing Velcro that's already there, just to sort of deciding where to put it. I'm kind of feeling I'm going to put it back about, I don't know, probably about sort of 15 mil back, I think, because that way you can't see you know, you can't see the Velcro as well if it's in that sort of angle. I think, and obviously it still give you tons and tons of reflection when it's slightly set back. So yes, that's where it's going to go now. So yeah, let me quickly peel it off, get it lined up, apply it, and we'll see how it feels. Right, yes, that's on, applied, nice and easy, super simple. So it feels absolutely rock solid on there as well. Love that. So I've set it back about 15 mil, nice and even, and I'm really pleased with how that looks. So I'm actually going to be a bit sad, a bit more detail. I'm going to cut a little slither of this off, 2 of them, and then just put it in there with some tweezers and press it down on top there, just so I don't get any like dirt and dust obviously sticking to that sticky butt of the Velcro. Obviously, otherwise you could take this off again and cut that away with a sharp knife, whatever. But I'm just gonna cut some of this off, put it in the hole, stick it on, job done. But I'm loving the look of that. That looks really good. Obviously, I'll show you this on the C5 once the lock part's done. Right, next up is my Sinclair C5. This is my main one, and I'm gonna fit John's amazing hand cut aluminium lock bracket. Really nice. So let's get that baby on. Right, yes, hi all. 5 minutes and it's on, looking really good. Now, excuse the condition of this C5. This C5 is just one that I use all the time. Everyone has a favorite C5 here, and this is just the one that I know is just super reliable. So yeah, excuse the condition of it. But yes, to fit this, literally 5 minutes. Loosen off the bolt here. Oh, actually, maybe mark up where your belt is first, you know, with a pen, just so you can get it back on and get in exactly the same position, which you know is good. Then just loosen off the nut here, and just pull the motor back, pull it off, knock off the dry belt with a screwdriver, just to get access to the bolt just there. And then just loosen off both of the bolts. And then what I did first of all is I loosened off that on there fully at the back and just knocked the bolt through, dropped in the new bolt and washer, the new stainless steel one from John, and then attached it on there. And then I loosened off, so then I removed the bolts from here, dropped it out, swung this over, put the new bolt in, bolted it all up. Really, really easy. Obviously I'll put the motor back in a second, and ultimately it's in the right place where you want it there. This has been handmade in aluminium, but by John, and it's bloody good. It is bloody good, and I feel it's in a really, really good location. So anyway, let me get the motor back on and the boot back on, then I can show you the lock mechanism from the side. Right, yes, hello all. Last part, as you can see, it's on. So like I mentioned to you, 5-minute job to fit the bracket. Really nice. So thanks again, John. Handmade, aluminium, thick but light. Love it. So that's on there. And obviously I've mocked up this, but he's done it wide enough, you know, and just roll this round to fit, like literally, like, I mean, that fits with ease. This is quite big, so really any lock basically will fit through that. So that's perfect. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this is just for if you're going out, you know, out on a ride like I do, and you go to drop into Tesco's, pick up your coffee and your snacks, you know, for the cruise. You can just lock it up to the lamppost, you know, toilet breaks, that kind of stuff. It's just bloody handy to sort of have that rather than having to put it around the axle or through the wheel or worry about it, you know, whilst you're in the shop, you know, because these things are valuable now. That is great. Reflector looks really nice. It looks really, really good. And honestly, it looks like it could have been there since new. So I think that's a lovely little addition there, John, for doing that. So this one here, this is 11 inches wide on that. So I recommend, say, I know there's a couple of different sizes, but 11-inch wide one there fits perfectly in that gap there. Obviously, otherwise you can obviously go wider if you want to, or cut it shorter if you need to as well. So they look great. There we go. So thank you, thanks all for watching. Highly recommend the parts, and I especially love how useful this is going to be for me, definitely. So get yourself onto the forum, contact John, and yeah, I'd say get one of those babies on your C5. Cool. Thanks all, much appreciated, and all the best.